It was a day like 10,000 other days I'd had. I'd been an airline pilot for almost 30 years. And as an airline pilot, we worked very hard to plan, to anticipate, to have alternatives for every course of action. We worked hard never to be surprised by anything. And then we were suddenly confronted with the challenge of a lifetime.
I played Sully Sullenberger, Chesley Sullenberger, who landed a plane in the Hudson when he was supposed to be flying between LaGuardia and Charlotte, North Carolina, with 154 people on board, with him 155, on January 15th, 2009, a day that could have been one of the blackest in the history of aviation and a very black one in the history of the United States, but it ended up being an extraordinary day.
It was chilling to listen to the cockpit voice recording and to watch the path that the plane took and to see how little time he had to make that decision.
What stood out to me most was I couldn't believe the plane stayed afloat and people were out on the wings. And just the fact that he did it, like he landed it on the water safely. You see the surveillance footage, you can't believe that he did it.
It's amazing how many people are connected to the 155 people on the airplane. How many sons, daughters, wives, husbands, relatives, parents are involved. How much was saved. Had even one person not survived, it would have changed the nature of the event for me entirely.
You know, from the time they took off to the time they hit the birds was 3.5 minutes. So how are you going to make a film of that? The script builds tension through the NTSB while Captain Sullenberger and I are hailed as heroes in the outside world.
The job of the National Transportation Safety Board is to ask all the questions, to investigate the questions, and try to understand how this accident happened so that they can avoid accidents like it in the future. And so the story about him being a hero does not really impact the NTSB and the job that they're trying to do. They're just trying to ask the questions and get all of the information.
We were really amazed how many little details they asked us about. I mean, what kind of pen did you have in your pocket, or what kind of watch do you wear? What do your rings look like? Or, you know, what do you wear? What did you wear when you went to the interviews with the investigators for the first time? And they said, well, we have to have it be some way, so it might as well be the way it was. And that's been their attitude with everything. So I think it's going to look really good on screen.
He will never say that he's a hero, but that was one heroic thing that he did.
Anybody who keeps their wits about them when things are going wrong and can figure, sort of negotiate through all the problems without panicking is obviously somebody who's quite superior.
This is a story that obviously gained national and international attention. It's an important story. It's a heroic story, of being prepared, of managing your emotions and managing your body in times of crisis. And I think there's good lessons to be learned here.